It didn't do anything. I have no idea.
No, I don't know what it did. Whatever, who cares?
Sorry.
That's fine. Anyway, so tonight is Remember, the 5th of November. So this is Charlie's idea. And he said, guys, we have to do V for Vendetta for the 5th of November. I was like, you know what? I like where our head's at because I got the 4K a few months ago and I hadn't watched it yet. So I watched it the other night. And we'll get to it in a second. But just to let everybody catch up. So we were talking about just before I went online there. So I saw Predator Badlands last week. And you probably shouldn't believe these nonsensical reviews that you're reading. Like Empire gave it 4 stars, but then I was like, they gave Attack of the Clones 5 stars. So I was like, yeah, you have zero credibility. Okay, but yeah. So I watched it. Did I hate it? No. I think it's probably better than 2018's The Predator. But even then, it's kind of misjudged. There's a lot of comedy in it. Like there's comedy like even in the original Predator or whatever, but not so much that it changes the tone of the movie, because the whole point is like, you know, it's sort of lighthearted as it starts off and then it becomes more horrifying as it goes on and they get more terrified. And I'm seeing these people going, oh my god, it's one of the best movies of the year. No, it's not. It's average at best. Elle Fanning's character is a chatterbox. She's annoying. There's a little cute doe-eyed animal thing called Bud, which shows up after about 20-25 minutes, and then it's like with him for most of the movie, and then it kind of disappears. But then there's just so many stupid things that happen like at the end, and I was like, oh no. So yeah, like Jay says, there are 2 great Predator movies.
There are only 2 Predator movies. The rest of them are fake movies that have a thing called Predator in them. I'll hot take this. You know, the comics are fine and all that. I don't want the lore. I don't want to see them going to vote and then the Predator hierarchy. Like someone saying, oh, in the 3rd one, you got to see the hierarchy. Oh, wow, isn't that interesting? Who cares? It's like they're monsters. They kill people. It's like I don't want to see them going for voting, having relationships.
Taking away the mystery of the creature, and that's the whole thing. You're like, it's a hunter that hunts people for sport, and yet it has a slight honor code where it doesn't kill people who are disarmed. Okay, cool. That's it. We don't need to know anything else. Like, and they've kind of forgotten that.
It is. They broke the rule, the truce we made with them earlier. No fucking PG-13. Like you learned that with AVP enough that you made the second one AVPR. You literally put it in the fucking title that we messed up, and now we're back to PG-13 again. Right,
and that movie sucked ass too. So so they're not. They're incapable. So what we've learned is that they're incapable of making a good Predator movie, regardless of what the rating is, whether it's an R rating, a PG, or a G.
And then now you're seeing articles where they're like, well, we're talking to Arnold about coming back as Dutch. Fuck no. Why? You're done. Stop it.
There's nothing else to do with the character. He beat the Predator in the first movie. Yeah. You know, that's it. Just leave it.
He's dead now he's dead now from radiation poisoning. You know, he was within blast radius of a nuclear bomb.
So he's fine, Charlie. Don't worry about that.
Arnold,
he's frozen in a fucking tube from the cartoon.
Yeah,
which was a better movie. That was cool. I didn't mind that.
I enjoyed it, but it's not, to me, that's like a bunch of fanfic things strewn together. And it's not.
It's like the Star Wars sequel trilogies, 4 minutes and 31.
That's you.
That's me, but it's not real. It's just fake. Anyway, so exactly. It's too late to bring Dutch back. They missed a chance. They did.
They missed it. Yeah.
Nobody wants to see 70-something-year-old Arnold fighting the Predator. You're just like, that's not going to work now.
Yeah, because he can't fight the Predator. Like the whole point of the Predator is that it goes after the tough game, right? So that again, if we're the hunters and we're hunting lions and tigers and bears, oh my, and whatever, that's what's going on. So like even Predator 3, which people still kind of like, and I still think it's kind of neat, but that's like us taking lions and tigers and bears and putting them in our backyard and then fighting them. It's like, but that's not going into the jungle and proving yourself by fighting people on their turf. The Predator comes to your location where you're the king, you're the best, and that's how they try to beat you. And they only pick the best people. They pick the Colombian drug lord guys. They pick the King Voodoo, King Willie. They pick
Dangerous Prey
team, Dangerous Prey. They pick these guys who are, like, that's the whole point of it. As soon as it's like, exploring more. It's like, okay, you can do interesting stuff in Predator 2. They had other, other like skulls. You're like, oh, it hunted this thing. Oh, look, there's an alien skull. That's cool.
But that's all they needed.
That's all they needed
for us to build our imagination off of.
Yeah.
Just seeing that's all, and hell, that's all we had for 15 years almost afterwards. I'm like, that's all we needed.
Yeah.
The comics were enough to build the lore out. Read the comics. Read Dark Horse, enjoy those, and live your life.
Yeah, even with like, even with Prey though, like as soon as Prey came out, they fought the natives. Like, well, you know why the Predators didn't come back in the past? Because those people sucked. It's like one Predator could kill all the samurai put together. Like, I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, it's like, well, maybe they could fight the cowboys and maybe they could fight the natives.
The problem the problem is with this is that everyone's forgetting the original poster for Predator, which I have right over there, and it says nothing like it has been on Earth before. Yeah. Right. Oh, except that last time. Oh yeah, and that time before. Oh, and the time before.
Yeah, these pyramids in the Arctic or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. What are they doing? What are they doing? And they're putting aliens in that pyramid. What the hell's happening in that movie?
We're not going to fuck up our planet. Let's fuck up Earth. Just put all the aliens up there.
Why is there no other planets too? Like, I don't know. Yeah, and it all started with people giving it the pass, whatever, in part 4 or 5, or it was kind of cool. It's like, well, okay, it sucks. It's actually kind of sucks.
We got to the point of we're getting more Predator stuff. Cool. Maybe one of these will be good. And aside from Predators, none of them have been. I mean, not worth it. Not worth the effort into it.
Yeah.
Plus, it's not macho people making it. They don't know what macho is.
No.
Right?
Well, the thing was, like, the original Predator was, now John McTiernan has come out and said that that's what the whole point of the movie was, is that it was showing the masculinity and whatever, and their macho-ness was nothing to the Predator.
Exactly.
Right. And that was the whole thing. Yeah. So you're like, okay, so what is this saying then? What's this new one saying? Yeah, nothing. Apart from the Predator has a cute little pet now.
Why are humans teaming up with the second the human teamed up with it? It's over. It's like, okay, so these are not scary anymore. This is just like some cool guy. Yeah. Predator, we're cool, man. Predator, you and me, let's go. Let's team up.
Yeah.
Like, what are you?
There's no horror element to it anymore. Like,
right, it's
PG-13, you can't do horror fast. So anyway. I mean, is it a terrible movie? No, it's passable, and normies will probably enjoy it if they don't care about like the original movie, or if you've never seen a Predator movie, they're probably, this is good fun. Whenever else, you just need to stop being, have intelligent opinions about things. Okay. Anyway, so that's Badlands. So I'm sure plenty of people will see it. It looks like it's going to be a hit. So whatever. But that doesn't mean it's going to be good.
It's not up against anything important. So
no, exactly. There's nothing out for a while yet. I mean, The Running Man, I think, is next week, which we'll go see out of curiosity, and nobody's going to be, it's better than the Arnold movie. The Arnold movie sucks. Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah. But I'm going in. It's not the Arnold movie. That's the only thing I'm telling myself going into this.
Yeah. Steve and I discussed this already. I've already started seeing the fake. This is the Total Recall remake, Fake Stories Part 2.
Yeah. Oh, God.
You know that Arnold movie. Shocked, because it wasn't the book. Oh, have you read the book? No. Okay, so get out of my face. But in any case, anybody who says that, there's a 99% chance they haven't read it.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at it, and Steve and I talked this over, and I'm watching this trailer. I was like, I don't think this is that story either, because my friend Jay did read it, and Steven has read it. And I'm like, Steve, is this movie the book? Because I know Total Recall, the remake was not the book, was not the story. No. It's only 17 pages, so it wasn't the story. But Steve, is this new movie the book? Of course it's not, because it's a lie. It's a lie.
It's not the book. Like the problem is that, especially when I watch the trailer, there's a lot of there's comedy and stuff in it, and like there's all these gadgets and stuff. That's not The Running Man. The Running Man is Ben Richards. His family, his daughter's sick. His wife is turning tricks to get medicine for her. Out of desperation, he goes to the game center. They put him in, and they're like, of all the games we have, your physicality, you're best for the Running Man. The Running Man is you're on the run from these hunters. And Lee Pace plays the lead hunter in this one. And literally, he's just like, he's trying to escape the hunters. And yes, people do help him in that, but it's very run down. It's a dystopian America. The Long Walk. There's 4 stories in the Bachman books. It's Rage, Long Walk,
Road Work,
and Running Man.
Yeah.
And all 4 stories could take place in the same universe, especially Long Walk and Running Man. They're basically the same universe. Mm-hmm. So I'm not seeing that dystopian. It looks too clean. He's doing cool things. There's wisecracks. Like, there's no wisecracks in the Running Man. It's a very I don't want to say dour, but it's a very bleak
type thing.
Exactly. Very bleak, dark story. Like,
they don't make those anymore. John Carpenter stopped making movies, so they don't make those anymore. You're not going to get Escape from New York or whatever, right? Exactly. Running Man is Escape from New York, right? Like, basically the whole world's shit. Everything's dark and black all the time. And you got one guy trying to get this money.
It's across the country, isn't it? It's not just one city. So. It's across that one TV show that they had on years ago where people were running across, the country. That's the closest to the original Running Man that we've probably ever gotten. I think this one is modernizing it for now. Yeah, they're giving it that futuristic flair. Yeah, and it's going to be a lot of the same politics that are going on that we're seeing now. Yeah, and that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly, Charlie. It's going to be like a lot of the movie took place a lot of the story took place in Boston because, again, it's Stephen King. There's got to be a New England tie-in somewhere, right? So a lot of like the stuff he did was in Boston and that, but it could take place across the country. And literally, the Games Network is like giving out rewards for people to say where Richards is so that the hunters can find him and kill him. Mm-hmm. Like, it's literally like you're on the run and your life is in danger, and they're paying people to basically narc on you so you can be killed.
Hey, Christmas tree. So Steve, in that case, because you've read the book, I'm going to request that you do the review for this one. Okay. Thank you. Because then you can be knowledgeable rather than me going, it doesn't have Arnold. It sucks.
My opinion is that if you're not going to do the book, then the Schwarzenegger movie just said, let's just make a kick-ass gladiator movie out of this thing.
Yeah.
Like, it works. Because same with James Bond, there's a lot of times where they didn't follow the story. Some of the James Bond movies, they followed it exactly. Some of them, they didn't follow it at all. And if you're not going to follow it at all, and you get Moonraker, which is a super fun, crazy, wacky movie, then I'll take that. The Moonraker book is awesome. Someone should adapt that and actually really adapt it, but it's not as exciting as him going through space and stuff.
Yep.
But if your tagline is, oh, this is going to be more like, if your whole thing is like, oh, that other movie wasn't that good because it's not really the story. This is the story. Yeah, but it's not the story. So you're lying. Like, you may as well just say, we're not doing the story either, but it'll be maybe similar. I don't know.
Most people didn't even know it was a book when Running Man Arnold came out. It wasn't like based on the hit book by Richard Bachman, The Running Man, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I had a Richard Bachman tattoo, Charlie. I don't know what you're talking about.
You had it all. Yeah.
Only you're the only one who didn't know that. Everybody else knew that.
That's a Canadian thing.
But you're right, J-Man. I'm already seeing people saying, well, this is the book. I'm like, did you read the book? Because it does not look like the book to me. I'm sorry. Because they have like more of the characters there. It's the book? No, that's I'm sorry, that's it. The tone is completely off. It looks like a fun movie. Edgar Wright directed it. I'm sure it's a quality movie. Mm-hmm. And I'll own it because I own every Stephen King thing there is. But don't say it's the freaking story. I know it's not the story.
Yeah. Okay, so fucking calm down. We're talking about it now.
Yeah.
It's only been 14 minutes. Every live stream I attend has about half an hour of bullshit. So this is one of the fastest live streams that I
normally we don't like wasting time, but we haven't done this for a few weeks. We're catching up and stuff.
Okay, Viva Vendetta, we all think it sucks. Okay, let's go back to Running Man. That's it. V for Vendetta right here.
Bubble it. There you go. There's your fee, baby. V for Vendetta. Go watch fucking, like, I don't know, like women's basketball or something. And
there you go.
Nobody watches
basketball.
Anyway, so V for Vendetta. Yeah, so I hadn't watched it actually for a few years, and I got the 4K and watched it last week. I've always loved this movie. Before we talk about the movie, and I know this is probably a redundant question, who's read the comics? Thank you. I figured you would have. So
I have it. Yeah, I have the comics.
In which case, I'll get you to start.
Sure.
How does it fare in comparison to the comics? Like, is it faithful or different?
No, it's not. It's not really the same. Okay, the problem. Okay, I haven't read that comic in many years, and I figured this question would come up, so I quickly grabbed it and tried to consume as much of it as I possibly could, and that was about half an hour ago, and it's 300 pages, so I consumed very little of it. However, I can tell you right off of the bat, everything in the comic is way more, it's grittier, but also a bit, it's grayer because like Evie in the very, very, very beginning, when Evie is walking out, I love this movie. And I love the comic too. But when Evie is walking out to go meet Stephen Fry's character, I don't remember his name, and she gets caught by the Fingermen, and they're like, oh, they want to, have their fun with her. That's not how that goes. Right away, it's different. In the comic, she is going out looking for men to sleep with for money. So she goes up to them and she's like, oh, do you want to have sex for money? And the guy's like, he goes, excuse me. She's like, oh, well, I really need money and and I'm down on my luck and and he's like, you picked the wrong guy because I'm a finger man. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Please, I'll never do it again. He's like, what the breaking the rules of prostitution? It's a strict rules against prostitution. No, I'm so sorry. So he's like, that's okay. Me and my friends are totally cool with that. And then the friends come in. Now, that does paint a different picture of Evie. Same with V. He'll kill anybody. Like this whole thing of romanticizing him, that's the movie. He'll just kill whoever. Like, you're in his way, you're dead. It's like he's got his mission, that's it. And it was more like he's a complete anarchist, and the government is like the sort of the fascist government, but it's gray because they're not all just complete. In this movie, they're complete pieces of garbage, and V is a superhero. Right? Like big time. I got the toy, I got the replica mask from the movie, the actual, like one of the masks. It's like that Steve helped me to get that or whatever. Right. So it's like, I've got that. It's got a cool stand. I love the movie. But it's not the same. So Alan Moore wants wanting his name removed. Alan
as always.
As always. Yeah, but
Really?
you know what the thing is that he wrote it as a 300-page book that has all this nuance in it, all this gray stuff. Like, it's not like you're not, at some point you're like, oh, V is, what the hell? Like, you saw it a little bit with the torturing of Evie in this movie.
Yeah.
But I don't remember for sure, and I didn't get to that part, but I think it's way worse in the comic. You're like, oh, this guy's a piece of shit. Like, what is this? So nobody is a hero and nobody is a true villain in the comic. But in this, it's a movie. You got to cheer and you got to feel bad for Evie. If she's going around being a prostitute, you're like, not that you wouldn't feel bad, but it's like she's breaking the law, actively knowing she's breaking the law in the comic. Now, what she was going to receive was not fair. They shouldn't be, but it does change it to her just being, oh, I'm just an innocent, cute girl. It's just me, Natalie Portman, going to see my friend. What are you guys doing? So it's different. So that's some of the differences. It's just, it is Alan Moore. It's like Watchmen, same thing. There's differences there. Same with I didn't read From Hell, but I know there's lots of stuff, and I'm sure if they did Swamp Thing, they'd change it. Pretty sure they wouldn't have Swamp Thing being Ard for like an entire issue by that weird plant entity thing or whatever the hell that was. That was weird. And I love this movie though. It's a lot of fun. What's his name? V is just so weird. Just so awesome. His voice is the best. Everything he says and does is quotable lines. He never takes the mask off. You never see his face. It's just like the way he's shot and lit, and his costume looks awesome. Like, he's just so awesome that I don't even care about anything else. All the other actors are great. You got a lot of great British actors in there, so that they're awesome. I don't know. It's just the music's good. I like that he watches Count of Monte Cristo. That's kind of cool. I like all the references. I like that he uses every letter, every V word there is.
That's such a brilliant opening speech. It must be so hard to learn that.
Yeah, and that's not in the comic, so they made that up for the whatever he says a bunch of V. I think they went to the dictionary and found every word that begins with V and said, can we put it in there? It stands for number 5. He's V, right? But whatever, he's the fifth experiment or whatever. But yeah, I like the movie. I think it's awesome. So I don't know, it's not Wachowski. Well, Wachowski's producer, I forgot the director's name.
James McTeague.
McTeague, yeah. The parts where he's like whipping around, that's badass. Like all the quotable lines, like idea is bulletproof, and just like the way I've been watching it while we've been talking. I love him just like making the breakfast and shit like that.
With the apron on.
With the apron on. Like he's always in costume. It reminds me of Adam West Batman, where Batman would go into the Batcave and put rubber gloves onto his gloves to do stuff. I love all that. He just looks cool, man. The Guy Fawkes mask thing is awesome. That kind of became like everyone's got those now. So I don't know. I like, and Natalie Portman, I think she cared on this movie, so there's that. That's always good to She shaved her head for it, so she obviously cared. She didn't just show up and read lines.
Yeah, her accent wasn't too bad. It was okay. It was not amazing, but it's okay.
I will leave for you to. You left this for. I'll leave that to you. I have no idea. It's good to me, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't.
The thing is, but the thing about this movie is just like it's even more relevant now. I mean, like you get the guy doing the opening speech to the TV guy whose name, England prevails. And I thought, that just sounds like so many people you hear today. And, just the stuff they say, everything is relevant. And this movie is so important in terms of the effect it had, with Anonymous, like the whole thing is based on the whole mask. Like the mask is so iconic. It's one of the most iconic masks like of all time now. So it's still every bit as relevant. Great movie, but a sad parallel to what's happening in 2025. Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, But the movie is awesome. It's well paced. The finger men are scary. John Hurt is great as the Chancellor. He's just an absolute piece of shit. He was so good in that. Good action, good score. I particularly love the scene after the torture scene when he takes her upstairs to the rain and the music just like swells up and she feels freedom. She's like free of her fear, and I love that. That's a great scene. I mean, there's actually nothing that bothers me about this movie at all. Maybe Natalie Portman's accent occasionally, but really it's pretty spot on. To be honest, I've heard plenty worse accents than that, and I thought she was very good. So this is a good one. So John,
I agree. Like it's stylish. And again, I watched it today, and it's just because I hadn't seen it for a while, and I think the last time I saw it, things weren't happening like what is going on today, and then I'm thinking to myself, censorship because you don't like what they're saying about you. Who's that sound like? Okay, but so it's so relative. It's kind of scary, actually. It's like I mean, obviously it's not full blown like Nazis like these guys are in this movie, but I can see myself waking up one day and being like, hey, what happened? But again, I love Natalie Portman. I always had the biggest crush on her. She's a phenomenal actress. You can put her pretty much in anything. And I love her relationship with V and how, it starts off like, she thinks he's crazy, which of course you would think that he's crazy because he's just this guy in a mask who's like doing these very bad things. But then again, he's doing very bad things for good reasons. And I did read some of the comic book back in the day, but I never finished it. So I kind of had a sense of like J-Man, the point you're making, like I knew that like the V in the graphic novel was like totally like more ruthless and everything, and I kind of wanted to see a little bit of that in a way, just kind of like, because I think it would have been more like a more of a tortured spirit, but I could see like where they wanted you to root for him and everything, and you want
you lose
because he's an anti-hero, but we all know anti-heroes. Like I'm a Punisher fan. I love anti-heroes, so and just the whole scene where you think she gets kidnapped and she's getting tortured, but then it's him. He intercepted her, and he did that. So, and then just where he comes in, and he's like, all you need to say is just one little thing, and she's like, no. And he's like, then you were truly free, you know, and that's such a great scene. And like, I love the how they kind of like coincide. Like he was reborn by fire, and then she's reborn by the rain and everything. That's just
that's cool. Yeah.
Such great imagery in this movie. And like, Hugo Weaving, like I could just imagine like how hard it is, like, you know, the act, you know, because you never see his face, you know, he's always in the mask and everything. So he's gotta still radiate personality. He's still gotta, you know, you still gotta like care for this guy, like, because what he's been through and everything. But that's hard to do, like, when you can't see the person's face and everything. So I think he did a phenomenal job. And then what can you say about the action? It's not like, this isn't an action movie. It's a political thriller with action in it. But when the action hits, and you could tell, like, you know, the Wachowskis were able to make this after the Matrix, you know, because they probably were like, ooh, if you could do that with this movie, like, you know, they gave them, like, you know, some breathing room with this movie. But I love how, because I'm a knife guy, like when I train in martial arts, I train with knives and stuff. Like, so anytime there's knife fights in action movies, I'm like, my blood pressure just automatically goes up. I'm like, ooh, here we go. And then like, just like how he like spins them and everything, and then when he throws them, and you can see the the wind. That was cool. Like, that's just badass. And that whole ending where he takes on Creedy's men, and like they just totally unload their pistols into him, and then he's like, you know, basically, I'm gonna kill all of you before you can reload. That's just badass. And I watched that scene. Like, I watched it today, and of course I rewound it and watched that scene over again because it's so it's not just an action scene. It's just like you love it when like the bad guys like are at this point where like it's just like an oh fuck moment. It's like, we're screwed. And I just love that, like, you know, because like they had such control over everybody throughout this movie. And then that was like the big major scene where they were just like, you know what, we're not in control of anything. And it's only one guy, and he's able to do this with us. And then the ending, you know, it's but I love the ending too. And then Stephen Ray, he's an unsung hero too, though. He's the cop that, you know, you could pretty much tell right away that because the first time you kind of see him and they're all meeting with the chancellor and everything, and he's just kind of like giving looks and everything. And he's like, you know, you already know that he's not drinking what this guy's serving.
Not fully on board. Yeah.
Exactly. But
he's smelling the bullshit.
Yes, exactly. But I just like how he kind of goes through his journey and his character arc and everything, and then he meets her at the end, and then just the ending where he's like, who was he? And then she's like, he was my father, he was my mother, my brother, you know, he's you, he's all of us. And it's just
everyone is everyone's from the movie.
And that's okay. Thank you for reminding. That's just a powerful moment, because then, like, you know, when Stephen Ray's talking about the chaos that's going to ensue, you think the little girl got shot, but then you see her at the end, she takes off the mask, and they're like, oh, it was just him kind of like establishing, like, you know, what could happen or anything. So that was kind of refreshing that, you know, to see that part too. But just the whole movie, like, it's 2 hours and 12 minutes, right? And we always complain about how movies that are long, we're just kind of like, okay, I need to go to the bathroom and stuff like that. Again, watching it today, I didn't watch the time. I never looked at my phone. I just watched the movie. And how many times can you say that with a movie that's over like an hour and 45 minutes, unless you're really engrossed to it? So, I mean, I've had this since, I think I saw it twice in the theaters. I did. I think I saw it twice because I liked it that much. And then I do watch it, but I think it's been like 2 or 3 years. So I was glad that we did it this time, because like it was too long for me to watch it. But that's all I got.
I think they did in the beginning. You reminded me when you were saying, you know, in the beginning when they're talking to each guy, they kind of they only use the fingermen, but really they didn't really explain the head, because they go to the guy. It's like, oh, there's the surveillance guy. He's the eyes. There's the guy who's tapped all the phone taps. He's the ears. They didn't play enough of that part in the movie. That's way more obvious in the comic. You're like, oh, he's an ear.
Yeah, the head is the chancellor.
Yeah, the head is the chancellor. So this guy's the ears, this guy's the eyes, this ear, these guys are the fingers, right? So it's like they did it only in the beginning when he said we're the fingermen, but then they didn't really go back. It doesn't matter. I'm just pointing out something that I just remembered. Right. So it's not negative. I'm just saying. Well,
that Creedy was like the second in command, was he? Like he was kind of like
so that's
Smith. Yeah.
I kind of got the sense that he wanted to be where John Hurt's character was. He was like he didn't want to be his pawn, you know.
Well, then that's why they got to get rid of each other. They have that's the whole Russian. When I just did that course on Soviet Union, it's like same thing. They're all just killing each other off so that there's no competition, and there's always a contingency plan. Oh, if this guy gets too popular, okay, he's out, or whatever. This guy will try to overthrow this guy, right? That's how it is in that. And yeah, so it's like the head is always fighting the other guys, or except for the detective who. Maybe he's the nose or whatever. He's like the sleuth, or I don't remember what he was in the comic. But
and I liked how when John heard pretty much every time he was on the camera, like it was on the big screen, and even when he was talking, they'd start zeroing in on his mouth, and he's like screaming and everything, and it's just like I really hate this guy. It's like you didn't even need to do that. You could have just like had him sitting in the same room with these guys. You could be like, you're a prick, but like they just emphasized the fact of what
it was kind of like it's kind of like Hitler, because Hitler was always seen shouting all the time, and there's that kind of sort of similar fascist character. So.
And they related to that, like when he's standing there and he's like pumping his fist.
Oh, they're doing the whole thing from
exactly. That's Hitler.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is exactly like Hitler. So so that was a good imagery too.
Yeah, Charlie.
Man, I adore this movie. I didn't know it was a graphic novel when I saw it. Jackie and I saw this in the theaters when it first came out. I had no idea what it was. Just saw the trailers and was like, I want to check this thing out. I adore this movie. I probably watch this movie every year, right around November. I mean, it's kind of like our thing now. Whenever we do remember that it's close time, but every time I watch this, I find something new in it. Like I see another little piece that I've missed over the years. I love the message in it, and I love how it was shot. This thing is gorgeous. It's also a lot of this is practical. That's not like full of CG, which the Wachowskis would do. But like the guy that's, V, when he comes out of the fire, that was a guy in flame retardant gel and a G-string walking through fucking fire.
Chad Stahelski.
Yeah. And I'm just like, fuck yeah. Anyone else that would have been CG flames, the whole 9 yards. There's no reason to put someone in there. They did it. And my God, I absolutely just love this movie. I like you guys said, it's like a little over 2 hours long. Never feels like it to me. I am fully engrossed in this movie. I love V. He's charismatic. The way he cares about Evie, even though he, it just happens and nothing's supposed, nothing is by chance or by fate, that he tells her at the beginning of it. But the way he takes to her, it's almost like a bit of a love story. But he's also like, I can't do anything about it. I have a mission. I have to do what I've got planned, regardless of my own feelings. And they play on. I love Natalie Portman in this. I don't even pay attention to the accent. It didn't even bother me. Her emotion, especially whenever she goes through the torture, but she's reading the stories of everything that happened. Of the women lovers. I'm like, I'm engrossed. I'm just like, holy shit, this is awesome. Oh my God. And then still that reveal of it was him the whole time. The first time I saw this, you're just like, oh fuck. Like that's a hard lesson to teach, but the way he goes, that there was no other way to show you, what need to happen or to help you grow. I don't know. I could gush on this movie over and over again. You guys have already hit most of the high points. I love the fight style, the knives, the way they show it flying through the air with a little bit of the breeze, the people coming together with everyone with the masks at the end. And I like, John, there is a thing though, that those people did die in the movie, because even the women that were in the story Evie's reading are there in the group of people taking the masks off. It's everyone. Well, not just everyone.
Yeah.
It's everyone that's been affected by this. And they are V. That little girl did die. That's the only downside to it. But that shit kind of had to happen. That was the fuse that lit for the people to, put the masks on and come out when they were, knew that they were supposed to. I absolutely adore this. I won't keep going on about it because I'll just sit here and blubber about it. But hey, I'm glad we did this too, because we were scheduling and we had another plan, and I went, it's the 5th of November on a Wednesday. I don't know when that's going to happen again. Like, I haven't gone through all the calendars. I was like, we need to really do V. I'm glad we did it. Just a good excuse to watch it again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
I started watching V the series, and I was like, "Wait, this isn't the."
Wait, they're lizards. I totally missed that in the movie.
Well, and this was intentional. I have the V doll. You know the doll. I have the V doll, and then I did put the V. I put V next to the V doll, so I brought him out, but I did put him next to so I got the two V's together. I just thought that was funny. That's literally for my own amusement in my own room, because nobody's gonna walk by and be like, "Oh, hey, you put the two V's. I see what you did there."
Yeah.
So I'm letting you guys know how clever I was all those years ago.
We know how clever you are, Jay.
Nailed it, bud. Nailed it.
Right, Steve.
I'll be the bad guy here.
Uh-oh.
I quit.
Yeah. So I don't hate this movie. So let's get on with that. Jay,
I knew. Hold on. I knew that Steve wasn't like the super high five.
I remember that. Yeah.
I remember. So I remember the 5th of November and
too.
Steve's gun. Yeah. I think you wanted the gunpowder plot to fail. That was the.
No, I just found it that, like, you know, when I boiled it down, it was just another government bad, people good movie. And I'm like, okay, it's just another thing like that. And I, you know, like at that point, I'd seen so many movies where we just touched the same thing over and over again. You know, I grew up on World War II movies, so I knew about the Nazis over and over again. They were bad. So it's just like, another fascist state. And like, we have a super duper, you know, hero with a cool mask doing this stuff. So I was kind of like, yeah, it's good. I didn't hate it, but I wasn't like dying over it. I have the 4K, so, you know, don't think I pissed on this movie. And I rewatched it, and yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate what it's doing. You know, when you talk about fascist societies, you basically got two different types generally. You got the Iron Fist, which is basically ruling through fear, and you have the cult of personality, which is ruling through love or favor. And it's funny because you find the cult of fear usually on the Eastern Hemisphere, right? And you find the cult of personality on the Western Hemisphere. If you look at any of that stuff, that's what you'll find. So I found it weird because when I rewatched this one, even though it's in a more westernized society in Britain, it was more of the cult of fear. There is no cult of personality. It's you do what I say. I have fingermen to enforce the law. That's it. And they actually did this nefarious, you know, got people sick and then introduced a cure in order to come into power and get favor. There is no cult of personality. Like William Hurt is a large head on a screen barking orders. It's funny because the head, the eyes, ears, nose are actually more important, because if you want to beat a cult of personality, you have to take out the man. If you want to beat the cult of fear, you got to take out the mechanism, right? Which is one of the enablers of the head. So it was kind of funny that they actually followed that to me. V is the obviously best part of this movie. He's very charismatic. He's well-spoken. He has all the great lines. He's got the great martial arts. And he is what drives this movie. Natalie Portman, I'm very sorry. I am not a Natalie Portman fan. There's only one performance I've ever liked Natalie Portman in, and that is Leon the Professional, which should be one that we do. Mm-hmm. There is a hint of insincerity in all of her performances. It just feels like unless she's interested in the subject matter, she dials it in. And when she likes the subject matter and actually tries a little bit more, which she does in this one, it is painfully obvious why she likes it. In this case, it's a political left-wing thing. You know, you got the right side totalitarian, you got the left side who's the good guys, more so, I think. And that's why, or at least that's how she identifies it. So she tried more. Because I know that's what she did, I actually like her less in the movie. I found Stephen Ray to be the unsung hero of this thing. When I rewatched it, I'm like, oh my God, this guy is awesome. So I agree with John. It's more of a detective thing and unspooling how we got here, which I found really interesting. I didn't really pick up on that the first time I saw it. Overall, I agree, it's a well-shot film. It is undeniably beautiful. The set decorations and the artistry, as J-Man would say in his space review, is unparalleled. It's got a pretty damn good score. I agree. There's from the technical aspects, there's a lot here. Do I think it's a little bit too long? Yes, because I don't think there's enough subject matter there for me to really care enough over a long period of time about what's going on. When I get it, like, okay, totalitarian society, then I'm just following Evie around. Remember, I'm not a huge Natalie Portman fan. So I'm waiting for V to do stuff, and he does a lot of great stuff. He takes out the mechanism and all that, and he's fantastic. But following Natalie Portman around doesn't do anything for me. Overall, I think this movie is solid. I would give it like a 7 out of 10 for sure. Definitely worthwhile on 4K, but I'm not going to show it the love that everyone else does.
And you know what? After Sean goes, I want to come back because I rewatched it today. I only have the Blu-ray, but I rewatched it today. And I actually thought that had I seen it today for the first time, I would be almost 100% in agreement with you, Steve.
Yeah.
I saw it when I was more naive about these things. What this political stuff in the movie is so simplified that it's outrageously stupid.
Yeah.
It's literally like, because now that I've done even a little bit, like you knew a lot more than me, and Sean knows more than me as well at the time of this movie. So I'm interested to hear what Sean says, but I see exactly what you're saying. Like after even just those few courses that I took, I only took 2 or 3 courses, and already I'm seeing like, yeah, this is like you guys just romanticizing this entire thing because it's super fake. Like that's not how it is at all. Right. Like,
well, to be fair, they also have to make it palatable.
Right.
That was the problem.
That's the thing. Yeah. So, right. If you go to the comic where everybody is good and bad, like, right. It's like, I mean, V is killing people.
Yeah.
Like those guys didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Right. So he's protecting the people that he's killing. It's like, but you're killing these people. So, and you're going to blow people up. Is everyone evacuated from the buildings? Like, is there anybody a regular person who just has a job, right? Like this is the thing. Like normally you wouldn't think of that, but I look at this as a fantasy movie.
Yeah.
So I kind of ignore that stuff. But after Sean goes, we can talk more.
All right, Sean.
All right. Well, you've all said everything I was going to say, but
not in the way that you say it, Sean. That's why you're the Bruce Valanche of this. I'll be Shadow Stevens. You can be Bruce Valanche.
Bruce Valanche. TV's Bruce Valanche. Listen, I thought this movie was okay when it came out. I haven't seen this that often. So like I bought the DVD when it came out, so I've had that DVD for like what, 20 years.
Nearly 20 years.
Yeah. So watching it again, what took me aback was as you guys have said, the visuals. This was just before everyone color graded the shit out of their movies. And everything looks like mud. And there's no depth perception or anything. Yep. This is before that. This looks really clean and nice, and I like the look of V himself as a result. And the thing too is so Hugo Weaving, like we didn't talk about James Purefoy, who played the character first and left after 6 weeks, and I have to think it's because he couldn't understand how to act through that mask, right? And I think the acting in this is brilliant because he's using that mask as part of the performance. Yeah. And you really get like, and the wisp of the hair and everything.
Yes.
It's really great. And even like his body language, when he's sitting and watching the movie with Natalie Portman and everything, it's fantastic. And it's a brilliant, it's an understated performance. And it's not something that anyone would give an award to, but they should, because he's emoting more than most people with their face, so it's pretty fantastic.
He was in the costume and mask the whole. He did not time. Let anyone. He did it all.
So he didn't talk to his agent and say like, oh, you're gonna have a part where I take off my mask and whatever. But maybe there was a part, I don't know, that they cut out. But look, the thing is, I never read the comic. I think I was intimidated by the length of the thing. So
you should be. It's very dense.
Yeah, I'll try to read it. The thing is, the problem is, yes, this is simplified, and like all the villains are Hanna-Barbera cartoon mustache twirling villains. Like it's like, and John Hurt's screaming. And it's like it's obviously 1984, right? Like the Big Bad and Big Brother and all that stuff. Yes. and they're so unrepentant that you want V to you know, like kill them all and stuff. The whole business with him testing Natalie Portman is the one part where they're actually taking a risk, because obviously it's part of the story, the original story. So they had to put it in there somewhere. That's the only part where the audience would probably turn on the character. And they handle it so tiptoey. It's like, and the thing, the problem with all that is the comic obviously has something to say, and the movie, I have trouble figuring out what it has to say because it's so basic, right? So, for something like this with this subject matter, I expect there to be more chances taken, and I feel like that's what the comic was doing with its more grayer approach to everything, like anarchy versus whatever it was, fascism or something.
And it's not, you're not, Alan Moore is not saying, oh, anarchy is the way to go, because clearly that's not really the way to go.
No, he's pitting the two philosophies and
nobody wants fascism, but do you really want anarchy? Like, how many of us are like, I mean, you know, like,
what's the solution, right?
What's the solution? Like, is V the hero, or he's just part of the story? It's not like,
right,
he's a superhero.
Yeah, and it's an exaggeration of Thatcherism, which I was too young to understand. Like when I was, that was when I was like 5 or 6, right? I know the term, but like I've never gone deep dive into it. Like the deepest thing I know about it is the video nasties, and that is messed up. It's like we would all be arrested literally. For our collections. That's crazy.
Now you're just arrested for saying something on Twitter or whatever, right? So it's like it's reversed to the other side doing it too, right? It's like for other reasons. Right. So nobody is actually, everyone is canceling the other side for their specific reason. Like V would have to kill everybody.
Anyway, I think go on.
No, I was just going to say, just to what Jay said there, where like that literally is happening in the UK now, though, where people are being arrested for saying things like that guy and everything. You're like, that's fucking crazy. And, you know, and that's the thing is that, you know, shit like this is happening. It's ridiculous.
And that's supposed to be the good side.
Yeah. There is no good side. They're all assholes on both sides.
They don't touch about that, but that is like kind of how it starts. It can start with good intentions, and then they get into the greed and the power and all this other shit.
You couch every single repression under some sort of good intention, right?
Total power, total corruption. I mean,
like there's no such thing as free. No one's ever really free. It's just you're subjugated to whoever's in charge, right? And if whoever's in charge is like benign or whatever, like that's the level or amount of freedom that you have, right? But, look, it's a cool action thing. It's cool. It looks awesome, and that's the only reason why I come back to it. But like I kind of side with Alan Moore here, man. It's like obviously he had a lot to say, and it was never gonna be put into this movie. No. He should have known that. He probably did anyways. And he was probably very disappointed by this. If I read the comic, I'll probably be very disappointed by this movie as well. But right now, it's a cool action thing. It looks awesome. just before all the color grading bullshit. So anyway,
So here's the thing. You've got, it's an American production, right?
Yes.
Right. But Alan Moore is a British guy, so he's talking about his experiences, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like growing up as a kid and wherever he grew up, here's all this stuff. So it's weird. It's like when Americans try to make Doctor Who, you're like, this is just no.
We're trying.
You're trying your best. It's a pat on the head.
They're putting a lot of post 9/11 stuff into this movie as well. So it's its own voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I get that. I think Alan Moore thought he was being very universal and pluralistic in his take, right? I would have to read the thing to see, but
well, he probably was at that time. I didn't get a chance to. I only read like issue 1, or it's 10. It's technically 10 comics,
right?
But I think at the time when this movie came out, it was probably way more. Even though it was simple, it was probably more accurate. But now both sides are complete like lunatics. You have super lunatics on both sides where I don't know what I'm going to be canceled for. Like depending on where I go. If I go over here, they're gonna nail me for this. If I go over here, they're gonna nail me for that. Which is worse? You can't the only way you could decide which side is worse in America would have to be what you have more of. So if you're more worried about being canceled for this reason, then you'll favor that side. If you're worried about getting canceled for this other reason, you'll hate the other side. That you can't find any kind of ground. Now it's not as bad as in Canada like that. So like this movie in Canada is more just a fantasy movie. Like I look at this and say, this is an awesome fantasy movie that deals with political issues that are kind of a thing.
Yeah, it's a superhero movie, basically.
It's a superhero movie.
It really is.
Yeah, like you wouldn't get your politics from Winter Soldier, right? No. Like you just say the Winter Soldier is a really cool movie, and and what was Civil War? Like, should we interfere in Sokovia and all this?
They made a compact comic version of this. I'll get that.
They did. They did make a compact version. I'll
need milk bottle glasses to read that though, because like I have the Court of Owls, and I'm like trying to read it. So writing so small in it.
I'm with you, Owen. That's when I gotta start putting in the what are they called now? The progressives. Get the progressive glasses out. I can't read this shit anymore. They do have a compact version. I saw that. I was like, oh, Sean will get this. I was like, if Sean doesn't have this is one that he'll probably want to get.
I'll have to buy that.
You have to get that one. Right? Awesome. But yeah, I see it as a fantasy. It's a fantasy movie with political things in it that don't really apply to real life, especially now. Maybe they applied to it more back then where there was a clearer, I don't want to say clearer good guys, but you're more like, okay, this was more obvious. But now I'm like watching something thinking, oh dear, like
they're all bad guys.
Yeah, V, you're gonna have to turn around and kill all those other guys.
Can you just kill everyone in the entire world?
No matter when you watch this movie, V is awesome. He just on his performance, his look, the action, it's just, I love this movie just basically for how awesome he is. And Sean, good call. I forgot about that. I watched this, was like, this looks so good. I'm like, but why does this look so good? Like, I couldn't put my finger. I was like, right, because everything looks so shit now.
Because everything looks like shit now.
When we saw this in the theater, we just thought it was a normal movie. Hey, that looked pretty good. Now you're watching like, this is a masterpiece.
Lighting used to be an art, like you paint with light, and they don't do that anymore.
They said it.
Like, there's no depth. It's all mud. It's crap.
Did Game of Thrones start that? Was it with that battle scene? Was the Game of Thrones responsible for it?
No. It was before Game of Thrones. They were a big offender.
Zack Snyder and all those guys.
Yeah. Snyder does that all the time.
Snyder does, like that Snyder cut. If you watch Snyder cut versus the Joss Whedon's cut or whatever, and you're like, well, why can't I see anything in this movie? Like, I don't understand. Like Wonder Woman's outfit is black. Like I thought she was the American colors because she wanted to look like she was part of America. That's the point of the colors. The American flag is not black and gray. Like,
right.
I don't get it.
Well, and it's how they even designed, because I did read that like in the comics, his mask slightly changes to what emotion he's emoting.
A little bit. It's right. Look, that's a Spider-Man thing. That's an Iron
totally
Man
a Spider-Man thing. But in the movie, they were contemplating having multiple masks for certain scenes. Then they nixed it and they did it all with lighting. Every time he is shown in a certain way, they light it correctly. You guys nailed it earlier, talking about where he's watching, the Count of Monte Cristo on the tire.
Yeah.
You can tell he is a little kid reliving his childhood and smiling and just feeling warm fuzzies watching that through a fucking mask that has no. So there's your regular, and then I think there'll be a couple panels of almost like a grimace or where he's angry, but it works so well on how they lit it and worked with it. This is an Oscar worthy performance. I would watch the Oscars for. Like this is acting. To be able to do this through a mask and emote all of this emotion and talk. But to go back to what Steven's saying, Steven, I 100% agree with you with what you're talking about. There you go. Like
see in this shot, it goes through the cheek. So you got the little rosy cheek, and in the previous one, it wasn't. Yeah. So like they're doing little optical tricks, and this is like an Alan Moore thing. He does it with Watchmen, with Rorschach. You can obviously like how I know they explain the technology in that comic, and they did not explain it in the movie. They did not explain it
in the movie. He just has it That's all.
It's explained in the comic. It's
Yeah.
a new fabric that they were testing, and he cut it out of the first woman he ever rescued had a coat of that, and he cut it out of that woman's coat or whatever. She died or something.
In the movie, we just took it as they have technology.
They have technology,
you have
but
the
yes,
owl and you have all
same
this
as
stuff in
same
there.
as that. Yeah.
But like with Steven, I totally agree with you when you have that history with it already.
Yeah.
With the fascism and learning about the Nazis and stuff like that, and you've been inundated with that knowledge. But there at the end, like I said, on the other end of the spectrum are people that don't.
Yep.
And it's, like for me, I knew a little bit of it, but then I had no backstory with anything to do with this, topic of V or the graphics or anything else. It just worked for me. Like, it's like now there's a light bulb moment. Now what that can do is cause someone to dig deeper.
Yeah.
Which that's always a good thing. But I do that's the biggest thing I like about this movie. This movie is like a conversation movie.
Yeah.
It really should get people to talk about the topics that are going on and how relevant they are. In 20 years, it's the most relevant it's ever been right now, going on currently.
Yeah. And the people who are sort of the dumb people will watch this movie, and some might get angry at different things, but you can tell because everyone will get angry about what their main anger. So some people are like, he treated her like bad. He shaved her head. So he's a bad guy. He treated a woman terribly and whatnot.
It's misogynist.
It's misogynist, right? Yeah. He has to save her, and then he treats her like crap and tortures her. So it's like, I know, but that's not what the movie's trying to say, right?
And they'll take where Evie gets strong. Oh, it's a feminist story now.
Right.
All of this other stuff.
Right.
And that's really like, it's all of it.
Right.
There's a little
He's
bit
everyone.
I mean, at the end of it, he is the personification of everyone. That the big thing is the comic was about anarchy. The movie is about freedom. He is trying to free the people and justice. That's why I also think it's showmanship at night. To J-Man's point, he's doing all of this destruction at night because there is no one there. There is no one probably in the buildings or anything like that. So he is vindicated, use the V word tonight, in the fact that no one's going to be in those buildings that, probably are innocent or, of the people, because it's just going to be the corrupt that are in these buildings.
Yeah, I agree, Charlie. Like, I think the movie doesn't really delve as much into the fact that he's considered an anarchist, but he's not really an anarchist. He's anti-totalitarian, and that makes him an anarchist.
It's
in the world of the movie that auto makes him
an anarchist, but he's not truly an anarchist because he's not saying he's against law. He's against unjust totalitarian law.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's basically how it makes his actions more palatable, is he's against what we've already established is bad. So the opposite of what we see as bad has to be good. It can't be packaged in nuance because we've already got this extreme absolute, which is bad, which is the totalitarian way.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter at this point. There can be no gray because you establish black here, you got to have white here. You sort of fit it in any way you can.
Yeah. For
they
movie
couldn't have,
wise, you have to
adapted it. It's the same as Watchmen.
No. Yeah.
If they did, audiences would be confused. They're like, wait, is V? I remember with Watchmen, I showed it to my cousin, who you know, and she was like, wait, I thought these were superheroes. I was like, okay, you've just missed the whole point of this whole thing, right? Well, and it's funny too. And then again, you've got to bring some of yourself to it. Like you have to bring your own knowledge, like the grassy knoll. I love when he says in Watchmen, comedian says, he goes, "Oh, I haven't had this much fun since Woodward and Bernstein." And you're like, "Oh, boy, and then in the very beginning, when you see a thing, he gets shot, and then he's literally on the grassy knoll. He gets up, you're like, "Oh shit, it's a comedian. He was there. There was another guy there, right? There was another guy or whatever." So it's like all these little things, and then he goes, "Oh, good thing we won that war." It's like, what you did? Well, that's because Manhattan came and blew everybody up with his finger. So it's like things like that, right? Where, Alan Moore should I think he knows this, that he's never gonna be able to get the movie, because the movie for a mainstream audience, you have to be like, well, V's on the poster, he looks cool, he's the guy fighting the bad guys. Like it's clear that Hurt is the villain, like he's the bad guy. He's yelling at people, black bagging them, like getting rid of anybody. So he's clearly the villain. So you need to have a clear hero, right?
Yeah.
Or else, and even the Evie thing, torturing her, that is a deal. I think my wife was like, when she watched, she's like, "Oh, what the hell was that?" I was like, "I know," and it's one of those things where she's like, "I understand why it happened and how it moves the story, but I don't like it."
Yeah,
which is valid. It's like, that's true. Like, it's like he's not a hero now. Like,
well, when you have a gray story, you have the luxury of not taking a stand with anything because it's gray. So there's nowhere you have to take a stand. But in a movie, especially a popular movie that you want to release and make money, you have to take a stand. You have to make it more black and white than gray, right? So taking this movie, they took the trappings of it, they took the iconography of the hero, and they made of the main character and made him the hero and made him the traditional hero. I knew for a fact that they had simplified the story. I didn't even have to read it. I knew because it's Alan Moore. I knew who Alan Moore was. I knew these complex stories.
Yeah.
I knew there was something more to it than what I was getting. What I got was a black and white story. I assumed it was gray because everything I've ever read with Alan Moore had hues of gray and everything, which is fine. It is what it is. It's a different medium. It's a different intent. That you got a studio you're not going to have a studio putting $150 million behind a gray story. It's never going to happen.
Exactly.
What did this movie? How did this movie do? Let me take a look.
One other thing too.
Success.
I just wanted to say, like, this is, I forgot about this. In the beginning of this movie, there's a Vertigo imprint logo.
Yep.
They were trying to do a Vertigo type of, like, anything that was from the Vertigo line of just, like, whatever stories.
Yeah.
No universe would be under that Vertigo imprint, and that's been long forgotten now.
So, that whole thing was weird because Alan Moore, I don't think this was DC. DC acquired, I was trying to do a little bit of research before stream. DC, I didn't know this, but DC acquired that after, and they finished it up. I mean, I don't know where it started. It wasn't heavy metal. It was started off in one of those other things. And FYI random, before I forget this, Jim Steranko did Outland as a comic in Heavy Metal magazine.
Really?
Outland, like the Sean Connery one.
Yeah.
So I have every issue of Heavy Metal. I will try to clip those bits.
Outland is just out in 4K. I must order it.
I have ordered it, and I got it, and it's awesome. But
Hard Boiled is arriving tomorrow or Friday. I pre-ordered the 4K and it's being shipped. So
nice.
A couple of my friends have already got a hold of it. This was also like DC trying to answer the Marvel Knights thing that was going on at this time. Was they needed to get those R-rated properties out there to compete with the Blade and Punisher and stuff like that. This was like DC's little tipping their toes into the R-rated stuff. Alan Moore's an R-rated writer. Alan Moore also cashed them checks. Just every time they've done it, and every time he's bitched about it, he still cashed that check.
He's not cashing it on these every time, but when he takes his name off, he doesn't get anything for
no. But he probably got a check at the beginning of it, and then he's like, "All right, fuck it, quit putting my name on this shit." But he gets paid one way or another.
And Sean's ordering the small one, which means Alan Moore is going to get paid from that or whatever.
Yes,
Just give Alan Moore 1 cent or whatever it is. I never read From Hell though. I know as Daniel's mentioned talking about From Hell. I thought that movie was kind of neat, but I also thought that was again. I feel like they're doing these movies. I think Watchmen's my favorite out of them, but I also really like V. But they're doing these movies and they're sort of like capturing it as best as they can. Watchmen was very close and it didn't do well, so it's actual proof that it's better to go the V way and make it accessible to people who could just watch the movie and be like, that was badass. And then you sell V toys and whatever else, right? Versus I love that there's like I've got a huge one. He doesn't work anymore. He spoke. I like LXG. Okay, I read LXG. Angry Gamer just mentioned LXG. I read the first 2 volumes of LXG, and that was like what the WF.
That was a good example of like simplifying it to make it better because like I thought it was really cool, like the movie, right?
I enjoyed the movie. Everyone dumped on it, and I was like, I thought it was cool.
That was one of these. They fake read the comics. And then I'm like, well, I actually own the comics, and I thought the movie was better than the comics. It's like, it's not as good as the comics. Which ones did you read? None of them. Oh, okay.
That's like the dread thing again. Nobody took his helmet off. As you read before. Oh, really? It went into that in the comics or whatever, and you sort of.
I lied. I actually lied to people on that. And I said, no, he takes it off all the time. I was like, I literally own the comics. He takes it off every issue, guaranteed. I have it. And they're like, oh, he does? Yeah. So do you think the movie's good now? Well, it's like, okay, no, you never see his face, dumbass. But you're not reading the comic, so what are you getting? Like, what? I like people who just watch the thing and be like, I liked it,
right?
Or I didn't like it. But if you're gonna get deeper, I'll go as deep as you want.
Yeah.
Right? If you just want to say, hey, this is V for Vendetta is a 10 out of 10 fantasy movie with a super cool hero, awesome visual effects, good action pieces. The villains are pieces of crap. Then you can talk about it in fantasy. If you want to say, no, let's break this down. Let's go through all the political arguments in the movie. Are they factual? Or do they hold up today? Okay, we can go that way, whatever you want. But don't bring up the topics if then you don't have anything to offer. That's my only problem with this.
Well, it's like me. I said I didn't even know about the graphic novel. I know the movie, and I enjoy the hell out of the movie.
That's good enough.
Other implications of it. Now, the political end of it, of what I witness now versus the movie.
Yeah,
that's what I can speak on. But I don't know what Alan Moore's intent was because I didn't read them.
And it's a different system.
It did
right? Like
$4 million budget and 138 worldwide. So modest.
That's not huge. Yeah.
Not huge. I don't remember this being like a big release, like push either.
Yeah.
Like I remember me and Jackie just going on a whim just to go watch it and catch
it.
Yeah,
I just went to say because I like the outfit and it looked like a fun action movie, and that was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I never read it before I actually saw the movie first. And then if you read any Alan Moore thing and when you're finished you don't like it, that should be the normal response. If you read an Alan Moore thing and then you like it, you've missed something, because the first reading you should not like it.
Yeah.
You should be like, what the hell is this garbage comic? When can I get my money back? And then you go and say, can I return this? They're like, listen, we know you've read it. Everyone who buys this returns it. Give it a year. And then reread it. We'll extend the return policy for a year. This happens all the time with Alan Moore. We'll extend it for a year. Read it again. If you don't like it, then we'll take
it
in
your pull box. In 1 year, we'll hand it back to you.
Read it again. Except for Swamp Thing, which I loved immediately. Every other one, I was like, I read Watchmen, like, this is horse shit. This is stupid and boring and crap. Why would anyone buy this comic? And now I own every Watchmen thing there is. So.
Anybody else have anything to say about V for Vendetta?
I mean,
John, you've been awful quiet.
I haven't had anything really to add. I'm just listening to you guys. Evidently, I've been watching the movie the wrong way for 20 years. So
no, you've been watching it if you've enjoyed it, then if you enjoyed a movie, you watched it the right way.
I'm not a political
Superman.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a political person, so I just watch it and enjoy it for what it is. I'm not smart enough to understand all the ins and outs of it or whatever. I'm just like, do people get punched in the face? Done. That's fine.
There's blood in it too, so
there's blood.
Yeah. It's a good R-rated stuff. So
I like it. It started it subtly too, because when he fights the first Fingerman, it's not a bloody fight. He's knocking him out for a little bit, and maybe he kills that last one. But then when he does the raid on the TV station, and he starts killing the cops, and you're like slashing their necks and blood spurting, you're just kind of like, oh, it's that kind of movie. Now I know why it's R-rated. It's pretty awesome.
Well, I think those guys directly work for the head versus the Fingermen are sort of just like,
Yeah, but the Fingermen were about to R the girl, so you'd think like he's going to kill.
That's
them
true,
for sure. But I just like that it built up its momentum into the violence, and then the crescendo. Just like in the movie, is that big final fight with Creedy. Creedy's the biggest piece of shit in this movie.
Yeah.
Like that's the proper final villain fight that I thought worked really well. Except now when he takes off the plate of armor, I can't help but think of Back to the Future 3. He drops
which is a fistful of dollars.
Fistful of dollars.
Yeah.
That's just
God damn it, he had a bulletproof vest. Yeah, this movie's awesome. That was Biff watching it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. He's watching it in part 2. That was great. God damn bulletproof vest. Yeah. I like Biff watching movies. That was awesome. I like when characters, you know what, I just discovered this now. I promise you. I like when characters, because I like when they're watching kind of Monte Cristo. I like where characters in movies watch movies and then they're getting pumped up for the movie they're watching. Because I never saw that version. I'd seen the Jim Caviezel one in the theater. That's a very, that one's actually very, very good. Anyways, but then I saw V watching that one, and V was just like the greatest thing ever for me, right? So I was like, oh, well, that's it. This version must be even better than the. So then he got me pumped up for that movie. Like it's like the movie they're watching got me pumped up for the movie. The movie I'm watching got me pumped up for the movie they're watching. And I just did Scream. I just did a Scream stream the other day, and in Scream they're watching like Halloween.
They're watching all the classics.
So that's kind of cool too. I like that kind of thing. That's
meta, isn't that what it's called? Being meta? Is that what that is?
Meta.
Oh, that's the new term for it. Yeah,
that's the term. Yeah, it wasn't the term for that back then.
It is now, of course, because everyone has a term now.
Yeah, like in V's doing the moves. Like he's like, you've seen the movie so many times, so he's doing the moves and doing the dialogue and shit like that. That's super cool.
My other, just to be remiss to not bring it up, my other favorite scene in this movie though is the television skit where they're making fun of
with the Benny Hill music.
I love British comedy like that. Shit. I absolutely adore it, and that happens on there, and I'm loving every second of V's hiding tight his shoelace.
That was super funny.
I fucking love every second of that.
Yeah, like V's like appearing. Oh my god, he's right there. Oh.
I do like that V himself doesn't like it. Like he crashes that glass or whatever.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. So next week we are discussing True Lies finally, because I know we were talking about that last time. That was supposed to be this week's one, but we're doing it. So that's entirely Charlie's fault. So
it's all my fault, guys.
Shake your head derisively at Charlie. So next week, True Lies starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. Anybody else have anything cool coming up this week?
I have a stream every day, so I don't know what I'm doing.
You're always busy.
About comics. Fridays, Fantastic Four. Assault on Precinct 13 is on Sunday.
Yep.
Ooh.
So we'll talk about Assault on Precinct 13.
I might try and join that one. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to, I'll throw it up. I'll throw the link up.
I send the link over. I'll see if I think Sunday's the only day I'm not busy this weekend. So
so there you go. I think Charlie's there for that. I'm not sure if John's. Everyone's invited. So
I
are you doing it versus the remake or just that one?
I could do it right now. The remake's garbage and the original is 10 out of 10. So there, I just did it for everybody.
I think we're just doing the OG, right?
Just the OG one.
Yeah, because I don't have to watch it. Okay, cool. All right. Well, we'll be back next week to discuss True Lies starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis. So I'm looking forward to discussing that one.
Yeah.
And so it should be interesting. So remember, if you are watching, you are the action lead.